Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another edition of Parlay Busters. And in this edition of Parlay Busters, I'll be doing UFC Fight Night, UFC Fight Night, Emmett versus Vallejos. So, Parlay Busters. And this is going to be a W-Yap session, W-Yap video. No edits, just straight up raw, as the previous ones were. And I'm noticing trends and good trends. Like the very first video, all the parlay busters I said didn't bust any parlays, which is good because I picked all those people. So, if it's a jinx and it's working in my favor, why not? And then I can make a video saying I'm concerned about these people, but if I'm still picking them, who cares? I'm picking them, they're winning. I'm just saying, this video is just saying I can have concerns. Like, it could be dogs that I pick, or it could be, it could be, however it may be. People I'm concerned about that could burst some parlays, could be dogs, could be favorites. But in every video, it's been at least one person on the area that I have actually picked. So if they all go out there and win, because I said I have concerns about them, they look great. Who cares? At the end of the day, a right pick's a right pick. It's just me saying I have concerns about them. It is what it is. So I think last week, the first week, this is only the third week of this, our third video of this sort parlay bust. I think the first one, I think I had 3 parlay busters. None of them busted, but I had all 3 of them anyway, so they didn't bust a parlay, but I had all 3 of them anyway, so I still got it right. But as far as me saying at least one of them would bust, they didn't. But I still picked them all 3 won. Next video, I think was last week. I think I had 3 in that one as well. I had 2 underdogs that I picked. One of the underdogs won, one of them lost. It is what it is. Another guy won, who was the thumbnail, was Greg Rodriguez. He was the favorite, but I had rightful concerns about him, but he won. But I picked him to win. He won, so cool. And a similar theme here in this video. I think I'm going to have 2 underdogs again. And one favorite, well, not 2 underdogs. They're all favorites on as far as the parlay bust. But I'm saying, like, I could have this favorite concerns me, but the person I'm actually picking is a dog. But now I'm just confusing y'all. But let's get to it. W-Yap session, wasting your time. But you get the point. So I'm gonna say it's gonna come out more clear when I just do it. So parlay bust the first one. Let's go with the one I'm gonna make the thumbnail. Charles Johnson. So I actually have picked Charles Johnson. I have not put him in on parlay. It's like really not worth it. The value's not there. He could likely win, probably decision. He might get a plus 100 value on that, but still, to me, it's not worth it. It's like I'm not investing nothing into Charles Johnson. I'm picking him to win. If he wins, cool. Wins decision. My prediction was perfect, but I'm not winning or losing no money on him. I'm not putting no money on him, so that's cool. But I do have concerns. Charles Johnson is definitely very much a potential parlay buster. And Bruno Silva is definitely being overlooked a lot. Just because Manel Kopp and Joshua Van beat him don't mean Charles Johnson is supposed to beat him. Bruno Silva is a far more well-rounded fighter. He's coming off a fight where he went in there with a guy that was a grappler and out-grappled him, out-struck him, just dominated him. And we have seen Johnson get taken down and laid down and controlled by way less people. And on top of that, Bruno Silva can crack on the feet, and Johnson just got knocked out. So Bruno Silva is very live. He has just as much experience as Johnson, maybe even more as far as UFC experience. And it's only a 3-round fight. It's not 5 rounds fight. So there's a lot of angles that Bruno Silva could win this fight. A lot of stuff he can exploit in this fight. So Bruno Silva is a very capable fighter. Should really be picking him out, especially with Johnson coming off a knockout loss. And his history of getting taken down and laid on, this should be a pick-up fight. It really should be. Michael Johnson, not Michael Johnson, but Charles Johnson should not be minus 250 wherever he is right now. He should be at most minus 150 at most, not minus 250. So the odds, whether he wins or not, I think the odds are off. So Charles Johnson, in my opinion, is a parlay buster. Next one, I'm gonna go with Jillian Robertson. I think she's a parlay buster, and I'm going with the dog. If you looked at my quick pick and you looked at my full card prediction video, I picked Amanda Lemos to win in the distance. And I think Jillian Robertson is definitely a parlay buster. She's a solid fighter. She's definitely a talent. But when I really look at it, do you ever look at Jillian Robertson when you start to think about somebody to settle in on and give decent odds or good odds or these steep odds like a 2-to-1 favorite or something? When you gotta give people those odds, it's either gotta be like a perfect stylistic matchup, someone gotta clearly be fading, or the first guy, all those things, and the first guy clearly be a star, like somebody that's really you could potentially see fighting for the belt and winning the belt. Like Jillian Robertson, she's just a ticking time bomb waiting to fold up again. Never been really good at weathering storms too much in her career. Never really shown much striking improvement. She's a great hammer, like when she's taking you down and submitting you and stuff. Like she could look good there. But we act like Lemos can't grapple. Lemos has a very solid BJJ background. Should be the bigger, stronger woman. She is up there in age, that's concerned, but Lemos is the more well-rounded fighter. Robertson, you really just looking at her as a takedown, submission, maybe ground and pound threat, really just takedown, submission threat. And also when you look at Robertson, most of her submissions are on the ground. It's not like she's going to take your back and then stand there rear naked choke, have the backpack and rear naked choke you, or guillotine you, like standing guillotine, or get your neck and like jump and pull you into a guillotine. Like, it's really all on the ground, so that get you down and have the advantageous top position. And Lemos grappling is very underrated. She's went 5 rounds with Weili Zhang and had little moments in the fight. She still got dogged, but she had moments in the fight. Been with some solid fighters. And yeah, I think Lemos, I can at least say, I think it's a good take that she can address the grappling. Then the gap, yeah, I'm talking like Porky the Pig, but the gap between their striking is way different. Like, it was just a pure grappling matchup. You probably would still lean Robertson. You probably would lean Robertson. That would be the only right thing, pure grappling. But you would not count Lemos out. The odds probably be the same as they are right now for this fight, if it was just a pure BJJ match. But the striking thing, if it's Lemos will be like a -600, -700 to beat Robertson in a pure striking match. So if Lemos can address the grappling enough and start to land and touch Robertson with some power, then the whole fight just really starts to fall apart for Robinson. So Robinson is definitely a parlay buster. I feel like for her to win, it got to be really a perfect case scenario, or the fight can't stay on the feet for very long. Again, it got to be a lot of perfect case scenarios, or just the fight is but Lemos can win an ugly fight, or she can win a flawless victory fight. Whereas I feel like Robinson got to be kind of like a perfect case scenario, or at least a decent case scenario for the win. But yeah, so Robinson is the favorite. Not really the good favorite in my opinion, and I think she's definitely a parlay buster. And then thirdly, who's next? All right, and lastly, thirdly, I'll go Mektabek Orbai. Another guy I'm not sold on by any means. I see a guy with a low ceiling, low level fighter that just brings it. A low level fighter, in all honesty, that just brings it. Straightforward, take you down, control you, maybe submit you, ground and pound you, but not no really exceptional wrestling, not no exceptional BJJ. Pretty low level striking ability. He just swings and wings it and takes it like a pretty low level fighter. If you would kind of put him in archetype, he'd be like a low level Russian fighter, not like a high level Russian fighter, like a low level Russian fighter. Take you down and kind of maul you a little bit, born feet. Don't really got no real setups. Just looking and swinging for the home run hitter with very little technique, like the archetype caveman Russian fighter, not like the hybrid or the purebred or whatever, like the creme de la creme Russian fighters that really have a thorough striking game and really have a thorough IQ and grasp for the game, not just out there just using their wrestling background. On the feet, just them using the fact that there's a threat of the takedown and then swinging for the fences like a sloppy barbarian. Again, that's the knuckle dragging Russian archetype, and I feel like that's what he is. I don't know if he's Russian. I think he's from that region, but he's like, I forget. It don't matter, but he's obviously not Russian. But he fights like a caveman Russian, like lower level Russians, in my opinion. Like, he having success with it, but it's gonna smack him in the face. He already lost to Rebecca, who fights similarly, just swinging and winging it. And he just happened to get hit and his eyes swelled up, so his actually dropped, and Rebecca was able to take advantage of that. But yeah, Mektabek Orbai, not Charles Johnson, but Chris Curtis has pretty solid wrestling defense, coming from middleweight, a good number of years at middleweight. I know he started his career at welterweight. It's been probably the last 5 years at middleweight. And this is his second fight at welterweight, so I think he'll be better adjusted to welterweight. Having that first fight at welterweight was good for him. He won it. It wasn't the prettiest fight, but coming out, this is his second time cutting the weight. I think he'll cut the weight, be in better shape this time, be better adjusted to the weight class, or readjusted to the weight class. And he has good takedown defense. And Mektabek Orbai has very predictable and easily to read striking. And I think he could address the takedown, stick the jab on him, make him hit, make him miss, or hit and miss, or not hit and make him miss. Like, you're not getting hit. You're hitting him and making him miss. Like, hit and make Mektabek Orbai miss. And on top of being able to make Orbai miss, Chris Curtis does got pretty good defense. And it's not like you can look at he beat Hermanson beat him. Hermanson was coming off a brutal knockout loss. And coming to that fight, and he cut a massive amount of weight. So he was a pretty sizable welterweight. I mean, he's pretty sizable middleweight. There's no real reason why he should cut down to welterweight. Except he's trying to save his career, which was dumb. So your chin was already compromised. You got brutally knocked out like 2 months ago or 3 months ago, and then you drop to a weight class you never fought at when you were pushing 40. So good win for Orbai, but it definitely a lot of asterisks to that. And Chris Curtis is a guy that has spent probably really half his career at welterweight. So it's like, and he's a good size for welterweight. He's not like too big for the weight class, so he couldn't cut to this weight. And not have his chin compromised, or his skills so much compromised, or his cardio so much compromised, and pretty much be a similar fighter to what he was at middleweight, or better or worse, but roughly the same fighter, the same attributes. So been dealing with those bigger guys, probably should do a good job of dealing with the strength of Orbai and addressing the wrestling, and then can work behind his jab, work behind his much more clean, much more technical boxing, and beat Orbai's decision here, probably, maybe even a stoppage. But yeah, I'm giving a prediction here, but when the prediction's already out there. But yeah, he should be able to see a path to victory, and I could definitely see Mick Orbai being a parlay buster. Probably one that people won't really be giving in too much because they say, oh, he's this age, that. But let me just say the honest truth: Mick Orbai is nobody. He is nobody. Let me get close to that. Mick Orbai is nobody. Win or lose, Mick Orbai is nobody. That guy is not going very far. He's not getting what's called. He's not losing the extra chromosomes. He's not from this era. He's a caveman. He fights like a caveman, and that can only take you so far. He might win this fight, might win next 2, might 3, but he's not winning no title eliminator. He's not breaking into no top 5. So his perspective very low, very low. But does he have to be all that to beat Chris Curtis? No, but yeah. So yeah, what I'm saying, like when a guy's not like people giving these big odds and all this great confidence in people, is this guy really all that? And the answer to that is 100% he's not. So I'm just saying the odds aren't really reflective of what Mick Orbai truly is at his core, in his heart, in his mind, in his soul. And that is a guy that's never going to be truly elite. And that's the hard truth for Mick Orbai fans. But yeah, so again, the parlay busters are Charles Johnson. Even though I'm picking him, if he wins, cool. If he loses, cool. But I'm just saying I have concerns that he's a potential parlay buster. Charles Johnson. Jillian Robertson. Not picking her. I'm picking Lemos. Yeah, Jillian Robertson, potential parlay buster. And thirdly, Mick Orbai. Not picking him either. I'm picking Chris Curtis. But yeah, those are the parlay busters. And out of those 3, I'm only picking one, and that's Charles Johnson. As far as picking him to win, but I do have my concerns about him, Charles Johnson. But yeah, again, one more time, parlay busters for this week are Charles Johnson, Jillian Robertson, and Mick Orbai. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and come back for more videos. Peace.